number 2 favorite video game of all time is Pokémon Blue. Now, obviously, Pokémon Red is basically the same exact game, but I happened to buy Pokémon Blue as a kid, so that's the game on the list. This is one of the first video games I ever remember playing. It all started off with me watching Pokémon every day as a kid, wasting time inside, getting fat. And when I found out that there existed a game where I could actually become a Pokémon master, travel the world, collect gym badges, and catch them all, it blew my stupid little mind. My dad drove me to Toys R Us, I bought a Game Boy and the game, I got home, I popped it in, and then I remembered that I was an idiot. It took me about half an hour to figure out that this thing is actually a door. I was stuck in the house you start the game in for quite some time. So it was a rough beginning to Pokemon games for me, but it quickly got going and didn't let up. I almost put Pokemon Yellow on the list instead of Blue, because I really like that you can get all 3 starting Pokemon in Yellow without having to trade. Plus Pikachu follows you around everywhere. But in the end, nostalgia prevailed. And because Pokemon Blue was my first time ever playing a Pokemon game, it took the spot. I can play through it as many times as I want, and it never gets boring, because you can always catch and train different Pokemon. While getting the footage for this video, I managed to catch an Abra early on, which is something I never did before, and ended up training a Kadabra to be one of my main Pokemon. Of course, then I realized that the only way to get Alakazam was to trade Kadabra, so I was stuck with a Kadabra. But still, it proves my point that every playthrough can be different. I'm trying to remember anything else from my first time playing through the game, but I really don't remember much. The only 3 specific things I remember were when I beat it for the first time, which I'll get to later, the fact that it took me half an hour to get out of the house at the beginning, and that I wasted my fucking Master Ball on Ditto because I thought it was a rare Pokemon. Fucker. Other than that, most of my memories are from constantly replaying the game. I almost always chose Charmander, which made fighting Brock a pain in the cock. And I always named my rival something like Taint. Yeah, I was a clever child. Anyway, this game is addicting. There's so much to do, so much to explore. To this day, I haven't caught every Pokemon in the game yet. I feel guilty singing along to the Gotta Catch 'Em All theme song, knowing I failed their request. But there are so many of them! Some you can only catch in the Safari Zone, some you can only catch by trading with someone. It's a huge game. Now, there can be times during the game where it does get a little boring. Having to grind out wild Pokemon battles to train your own Pokemon, especially at the beginning, when everything is at such a low level, can get really repetitive. But really, there's not a whole lot of complaints I have about the game. Playing this game is truly an adventure. I really feel like an 11-year-old Japanese boy who's left home with a bunch of wild animals when I play this game. I remember getting so excited when I first beat it. I was on a class field trip to some museum, playing my Game Boy on the bus while the rest of the class was ready to learn. Ha! Those losers. Anyway, I beat the game just as we pulled into the museum, and I had to sit through all the credits. I couldn't skip them, and I sure as fuck wasn't going to test the game to see if it had auto-saved when I beat it and just turn it off. So I had to sneak my Game Boy into the museum and wait for the credits to end. This is when my teacher gave me the nickname that stuck with me all throughout school. Retard. I didn't think it would stick. It very much stuck. Strangely, for as much as I love this game, I really have no desire to play through any of the newer ones. I did play through Gold once, and I enjoyed it, but that's the most recent Pokemon game I've played. I don't know why I have no interest in it. It's probably because I'm a big fat pussy and don't feel like learning a new world and all the new Pokemon. There are way too many Pokemon though. I mean, 151 was perfect. Still a lot, but not too many to the point where you can't have a rap about them. Jigglypuff, Magmar, Ammonite, Victreebel, Ivysaur, Golbat, Slowbro, Dewgong, Poliwhirl, Vileplume, Staryu, Geodude, Lickitung, Drowsy, Diglett, Magikarp! That's the last time you will hear an acapella rap on a Flames on Fire video. Spaghetti.